Well, we are at the Petrified Forest National Park today for two very specific reasons. And well, I'll tell you about that here shortly. But we're going to go try to recreate some vintage photos that I have in a book that I've looked at many, many times. And well, you're going to see some petrified wood as it actually looks. I'm recording this right now on a Sony a6700, white balanced and perfect. What you're going to see is an actual accurate representation of this petrified wood in a way that, well, you don't typically see if you're like me and you see hundreds and hundreds of promoted posts just like this here on Facebook with tons of people being like, wow, I can't believe the crazy colors of nature. Well, I'm going to show you the actual crazy colors of nature. So this is just behind the visitor center here. Somewhat reminds me of the ginkgo petrified forest in Washington out by Vantage.
Yeah.
So these are what these pieces of petrified wood actually look like, which is a stark contrast from what you see all the photos on Facebook being constantly promoted. I mean, they're still very beautiful, very colorful stuff. Great material, but yeah, not that crazy Photoshop. Look familiar? Yeah, I mean, that's it. But yes, things have changed since the 60s. This is a story of the petrified forest agatized rainbows. Very cool little book, which I got this, I think, 4 years ago in a lot of publications, and I've flipped through this many, many times, so it's cool to come out and see these things.
It's pretty colorful.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is...
It's not that the colors are fake, they're just
like
turned up.
The story of these are basically the story of all the petrified wood ever. Which is to say, you have trees, either be a forest or trees that have fallen, washed down, and they are buried. Buried usually in a sediment, buried in ash, things like that, ash fall, silica-rich environments, and minerals move in, replace the organics, and you get stuff like this, which is pretty cool. Obviously, you can't collect here. And you can take dogs, which is one of the few national parks where dogs are okay because there's nothing for them to screw up. It's just rocks. Beautiful pieces. Look at that. I like this piece. Any of the petrified wood that has like good knots in it. One of the nice things about the petrified wood from here is you have a lot of the characteristics of the outside of the piece of wood, but from a lapidary perspective, stuff is very solid. And once you cut it, you don't have the cellular replacement, which makes for cool looking petrified wood, but terrible from a lapidary perspective. One thing you see a lot of in all of those Facebook posts are like the ends of the logs with the crazy colorization. And well, this is what they actually look like.
It's still colorful. I mean, it's more colorful than most petrified wood we find.
Yeah, most petrified wood is going to be like a tan, brown color, which has its place, but this is significantly better. Very impressive piece, teetering right on the edge. And the majority of that rock down there that you're seeing is petrified wood. There's a couple other locations that we got to go to.
Yeah.
We'll probably cruise into the visitor center. They have a cool little museum. They got some polished pieces.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll head down the road. That's a pretty cool one. Very solid. This piece is pretty good because you can see all the different colors, and all the different colors represent different mineralization creating those colors. You might be wondering why there's nobody here. I mean, it is, after all, a national park. Well, it's January, and it was 22 degrees last night, and it's early in the morning. So I think if you want the place to yourself, that's the way to go.
It's not 22 now, though.
No, it's
Probably
not.
about 40.
This is the Agate Bridge, which is, well, closed from walking on. It's pretty interesting. You know, we've seen in places like Hurricane Mesa, there's some logs that had erosion take place underneath it, just like this, and it's actually suspended. This one has a little cement support under it. I thought the lady at the visitor center said it fell, but obviously it's still here.
No, it did not.
That's a much better angle of it that matches that photo.
Yeah.
We have a couple more spots that we're going to go look at over here. On the drive over here, we're seeing the abundance of logs, like near the road and stuff we were talking about. Places like this, you know, we've gone to a lot of different petrified wood localities. Ones that you can collect at, ones obviously like this that you can't collect at. And, you know, there's people don't understand, like, even fundamentals of petrification. It's very simple. It's a very simple process where minerals within water, suspended water, move in and they replace the existing organic material. It's not much more complex than that, really. And for all the people that are like, petrification can take place in mere minutes or days, sorry, you're a moron. You should probably stop eating those lead paint chips flaking off of your walls. That's not how it works. All of this petrified wood here is from the Triassic, but you know, petrified wood takes a long time to actually take place. It's not an overnight process, and there's lots of neat things, and people will question it because you don't have an understanding of it. Case in point, there's logs at the Ginkgo Petrified Forest in Washington that are like vertical, and they're vertical because they were washed in. Imagine like a lake, right? Or have you've seen a lake where the water is very silty and it settles, and you'll see like sticks sometimes standing upright. Well, in the process of, let's say, a big ash fall, you're going to have those things in that orientation vertically. So let's say 10 million years later, 60 million years later, when it starts to be exposed, they're upright still. Pretty basic.
In, you know, a day, do they mean like somewhere in the lab they took a little tiny like couple cells and petrified them? Or,
yes.
Then they think that they don't read past the headline.
Yeah, in a laboratory setting, you can cause petrification to happen on like a thin section in like, you know, a very short period of time. And that's one thing to produce something in a lab. It's another thing to produce it out here. So, you know.
Oh, look at the deer. Right here, right here.
Oh.
We're not coming that far. You guys don't gotta run away.
Very pretty. I know you guys are looking into the sun. I mean, this here isn't even that accurate. When we look at this, you're like,
green.
Yeah, like,
look at that.
That's like ultra like saturation. What's the photo stack courtesy of Mark Leaf, original photos by Helen Muir. Yeah, so like that's the John Muir photo, but then that's like HDR nonsense produced by like a garbage phone. Like there's nothing that vibrant here. Like that simply does not exist.
I don't know. Did you check every single log? Maybe that one down there.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna just run right down there. How about that? You should go check that one. Was it like 3 miles out there? Maybe that's the brightly colored.
Probably is.
Yeah, no, that's very ridiculous, very misleading. But, you know, and it's a shame because it's cool as is, as you've already seen here.
This anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, that could have eroded down
Yeah.
to
That's
nothing.
cool. The logs sticking out of the side of the hill there.
Yeah, I think I can crop in on that. Yeah, Jasper Forest, very cool.
I don't know where there's a trail down there.
I believe so.
I don't see where the trail is.
I don't see it. Man, January is the time to be out here.
I can't believe it's a weekend.
Yeah. There's a adventure van couple over there, but that's about it. Nice. So we're up at Crystal Forest right now and we're looking for these. Where's the other one? It's very hard to actually match up the picture. There's so many logs.
Piles.
Yeah, there's so many pieces here. You're like, where's that exact stack that's in the photo? It's really hard to know.
It's a really nice agatized log there.
Yeah, so some of these, you're definitely less reds in them.
White.
Yeah, some of this stuff has greater cellular replacement. Which, cellular replacement's nice, but it doesn't retain much color at that point. It's got really nice colors in this one.
Yeah. Come here, Leica. Leica, come here.
Sarah just pointed this out. So we do have some quartz crystal formed in this one, which is kind of cool. In those pockets, really small stuff. I guess those ones you can kind of see a little bit better. Makes sense that there'd be like some quartz crystal pockets. That one does have more quartz crystal. So this is what it looks like normally, and I'll adjust some of the colors here, and I'll make it look like a Facebook photo. I mean, it's a little bit like trying to match up a puzzle piece. Is that?
I don't
No.
know.
A lot of wood, but it's hard to like find the exact logs in those photos. You're also like, did paths require the moving of some of these?
Yeah.
That's not them.
No. These are two, like, right next to each other.
Yeah, these ones definitely have some quartz crystal pockets, unlike all the other ones that we've seen. Well, I don't think we're going to find all of the photos in our little book. It's a little too difficult, but
Too much petrified wood.
yeah, there's too much petrified wood to look at. I think it's pretty interesting that, you know, nobody really talks about the quartz crystal pockets or the fact that there's some that are very opaque and very kind of like that milky chalcedony color that we're all used to. I mean, everybody talks about the rainbow petrified wood, but I hope you enjoyed this realistic look at what this material actually looks like and not all of the weird photo edited versions.
Still worth coming to take a look at.
Yeah, I would absolutely recommend you come here. And our trip out here in the greater Holbrook, Northeast Arizona area is not done. Stay tuned. There's going to be more videos to come out here because it's gorgeous and January is a great time to be out here.